What am I supposed to say again? All right, what I'm trying to say is
you got
we live, baby. We back to episode 2, right?
Yes.
We just had episode 1, and we are here to continue what we was doing last time with all the content, all our feelings, all the news like we're gonna have from social media and all that. I'll introduce myself. My name is Willie Will, aka Willie the Shooter.
Hey guys.
Gunshots for you.
Hey guys, I'm Morgan. No nickname here, just Morgan. Like Will said, we are going to discuss some news, some topics that have been in the news this past week on social media. I don't
Love
know
how
what
people
to
say
fucking
social
say.
media.
Social media.
That's like saying www dot. Like nobody says that anymore on social.
Anyway, I say social media. Okay.
All right, and thank you for that introduction, guys. I am your boy G, Glenn, aka G Reaction, at Reaction Content, and so let's get right into it. How about that?
Right.
Okay. So I was asked to bring the main topic for this week. The main topic, we are going to just run through a couple current events. I want to see how y'all feel about this. First off, let's get to something fun. The apology, okay? Your exes. Do y'all go back to your exes at all? Because I want to see what's popping with this whole, how you feel about Cardi B dealing with her ex, Offset. Newly, freshly, I don't even know if the sign is, if it's sealed on the divorce yet, but he came surprised her on stage with an apology, apparently like a cake or something that they brought on stage that was like, take me back, and he got the whole crowd while she was on concert to be like, take me back, take me back. I could just imagine the lawsuits like Rihanna keeping Chris Brown away. Like, so I'm going to throw it to Morgan first. What's happening with that? What's good? Is exes done? Once you done, you done? Once you done, you done? It's a wrap, or
I have went back to my ex before twice.
Hey.
We broke up 3 times, and I did go back twice. If I'm counting right.
Wow, you know why, right? Will, you know why, right?
And it was never the same the first time, just to clear the air. Like, it was a bad decision. I regret it. And moving forward, I will not ever take an ex back.
Congratulations.
Because of that one experience.
He messed it up for everybody?
Right.
Yeah. That's all it takes. It only takes one guy to mess it up for everybody.
Wow, so all you guys out there, come on.
Don't play yourself.
Stop messing it up for us. Sometimes we mess up and we need to come back. And if you messed it up so
why
bad.
do y'all need to come back?
We need that back and forth. That's what we need. We need that back and forth. We need that,
That what?
Yes. We need the back and forth to wake you up. Wake up a man. You need to wake up a man. You can't do that if you just everything's gravy.
No, you
need to
can't.
send him to the military. Send him to the desert. Even Jesus took 40 days and 40 nights, okay? You have to get a wake up, and that's Jesus. And he came back.
First of all,
died and rose 3 days.
It does not work like that. You can't just come in and out of someone's life. It does not work like that at all. It does not work. Anyway,
that's not true. That's not true.
Look, Cardi.
Cardi not gonna.
Cardi, leave that man alone, okay?
You saw she
leave
came
him
out.
where he lay. Like, he messed up his. He made his bed and to lay in it. Like, he messed up, okay?
He admitted,
and he did not
he
cheat.
Didn't sleep with
Not
her.
a lot of people admit what they do.
But this is the thing. Offset did not cheat one time. It's not like he cheated one time and he got caught. But he's been doing this on a constant basis.
Did he lie in his apology? Because he said, I'm sorry for how I put you out here and embarrassed you, but I didn't sleep with that girl. But I was entertaining it.
But he was
what? Entertaining it. What does that mean?
I think.
Does that mean he got oral?
I think they were. I think they were
asleep.
He got his toe sucked.
No, it sounds like he was. Okay. Nasty. No, it sounds like he was planning the threesome, but then I guess one of the girls kind of like dropped the bomb on everybody that he was trying to plan a threesome. That's how I took it, right?
Is that cheating?
I thought he was planning the threesome.
He was planning a threesome?
But the threesome was with Cardi.
No, the threesome was not with Cardi.
Oh.
Are we getting our information wrong, or was it with Cardi? If it was with Cardi, why would she be mad?
Yeah, and I actually thought he cheated on Cardi with her, and she just came out of nowhere and was like, "I didn't know
agree.
you were married." Blah blah blah.
Well,
and then she used this as an opportunity, to blow up like in mainstream. So it's like we don't really know if she really cheated because right after she brought that apology out and she was crying or whatever, like you said, she came up with a new single. She was promoting her social.
And you know what?
That,
honestly,
so really
I
know.
could care less about the whole Kim Kardashian reality life thing.
Okay.
It's more so an issue of whether you forgive people completely or whether you forget them and say, I can move on now. I forgive you, but I'm moving on. Or do you completely forgive them, give them a white slate, a clean slate again, and try to, like you did, like 3 times over, like,
but
once
girls,
you forgive, you really forgive. So you're saying now you don't really forgive no more. You partially forgive.
No, I forgive and forget. That's wow. So you guys, as I mentioned before, Glenn got us these cheap mics from Amazon, and they keep calling one by one.
Dude,
so
Amazon,
Will's mic just went down. That's what you guys just heard. But anyways, I forgive and forget.
So you forgive and you like move on.
Once a cheater, always a cheater. That's why I'm telling Cardi, like, leave this man alone. He's not going to do good by you. And that whole stunt he did for her by bringing the flowers on stage and interrupting her performance was all about his ego. It was not about Cardi at all.
I actually think he really meant that in some way because he put himself he was very vulnerable in front of everyone on the stage.
I think it's a
he invaded her performance, and he was not supposed to do that. Like he could have waited after, probably do it in social, but to have the cojones and go out there and look crazy because you already do look crazy. And look even more crazy in front of all these fans, Cardi B fans, not Offset fans. So they're all bashing him. Like, what are you doing on stage? Blah blah blah.
Let
and
me
it didn't
tell
even
you.
look like she was happy about it.
I think it was
she did not look happy about it.
I think it was honest.
It was invasion of privacy.
This is how I think it was honest. I think he was getting bashed and getting pressure, and it was embarrassing because he could have did that too in private. He could have did that in lots of different meaningful ways, and she knew that he was taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, and I think
she ain't stupid.
And I also think that was that I think he did that on his birthday. So it's like, maybe in his head he thought, if I surprise Cardi on stage and it's my birthday, maybe she will take me back. So that's why I say it was all about him. It wasn't about her. Like, he's manipulating her in front of all these people and in the public eye so that maybe the public can convince her to take him back. I don't think it's about.
But I don't think that I don't think that he wants her back. I honestly believe that it is Cardi B's fault. It is her bed. She had her choice of a lot of dudes. And what is she saying? Yo, them nice dudes, them squares. I don't be no square. I don't be the thuggest dude out there, like, who don't know how to, like, respect his mama, who gets his money and spends it in a strip club. Like, she was saying all this in living in real life.
Like, who names their baby culture?
After the album project. So she wants the life. She forced herself into the life, into the limelight. So that's why I was not even really commenting on her and Offset, because it's like, she going to do what she going to do for her career.
Right.
Whatever. And so will he. So
do you guys think they will get a divorce or no?
Yes.
You think so?
I don't think
so.
Yeah.
I think that she, like you said, like, she put herself in this situation. But if you think about her past, not to bring up her past, but she has experience in that kind of industry, in that kind of space. She really knows what's going to happen. She knew it before she even got into it. So
she wants that check. She going to divorce that dude to get that check.
To be relevant and continue to have, like, that star power, because I don't want to be that guy, but she did kind of attach herself to the Migos to, push up a little bit, but she did have feelings for Offset, and she acted upon it knowing what's going to happen and knowing what kind of guy he was. So I don't really think the divorce is coming. I just think that she would get over it somehow.
Yeah, I mean,
I think she got to do the divorce to get the money. You got to do it. Yeah,
well,
which was $20,000 a month or something.
Well,
like
no,
that?
I read something about New York laws. I think he owns like half of. I think he owns a lot. I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys, if this is sounding confusing, but I read something like Offset, if they were to get a divorce, Offset takes like half of everything.
Of what?
Did they sign a prenup?
You mean of her for her music business type stuff, whatever.
I'm not sure, but I don't think she comes out a winner. I don't think she comes out on top.
Because she came out with less.
No, but she does have her own.
I think she
management,
comes out.
doesn't it? Doesn't she? She has her own management.
No, she's
aside
with
from Migos and what what their management is, but
no, I think she's with Quality Control. I think her and Migos and what's those two ghetto chicks from Miami?
City Girls.
The one who said she doesn't drink water. Her
City
Girls. Young Miami, right? Is that her name?
Young Miami?
No,
Young Miami. Some other chick.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Young Miami and JT. I think they're all with Quality Control. I think Cardi's is with them as well.
Okay. So there is risky.
Hey, I don't wish divorce on nobody. So listen, you do what you're gonna do. I've been there, so it's the worst feeling. They say divorce is like when somebody close in your family dies. So even if you did, you still walk down the aisle. So you could have dated the guy, you could have did whatever, but whatever. Her story's gonna be whatever.
But now she gotta put that baby in, perspective. Think about that. So how would that divorce affect the baby? And is she really thinking about that kind of stuff?
That dude wouldn't be a good role model anyway. Do you want that baby around culture?
But I did see in one of her
be
posts
high
that,
by times.
I mean, if Cardi is,
I did see in one of her
Cardi
posts.
ain't no
terrible
better.
father.
I did see
Cardi's a terrible mother. I mean, like, I don't even know what you do. Like, the baby need to be adopted. So you can't say if the divorce were to happen, would he be better off? No, for what, Migos? Would Offset? No, that's not going to make a difference.
But I think I saw on the social media her back in Offset, because she was like, oh, all of y'all just going crazy bashing him, and that's not what I'm trying to create. I'm not trying to create that kind of environment where like everyone bashes Offset and and she was trying to say that he's a really good father, and she's seen him around the kids and how she treats the kids, and she doesn't want that to change. So how would the divorce affect that change?
Well, you know what? If he's a real father, divorce doesn't affect anything.
But she does
with the kids. In other words, it's a well-known fact, I believe, Morgan always backs up my facts, that when you leave a relationship, the guy usually has a better relationship.
Mike just fell again.
Mike fall.
Mike, I'm sorry, y'all. Mike just fell again.
I'm not even touching this
You
thing.
weren't touching it, dude. You get so close to that mic. Okay. We're going to spray some rabies on that mic or something, some stink bomb on there, so you back away from a little bit. I got you with the desktop next time.
All right.
I know you don't want to do the desktop. I got you with the desktop.
Now, the desktop is decent, though. It's decent.
Yeah, it doesn't fall.
Yeah, it doesn't. So what were you saying about it's a known fact?
Most of the time, guys have a better relationship with the kids than they do with the girl. And the girls get jealous about that. That's even where child support comes in. When the whole point of child support and all these guys, all these successful men dealing with child support issues is that when they have the kids, they treat them exactly how the girl wishes she should have been treated. Spend tons of money on them. Puffy be taking his kids to do all closing down parks and everything, and then he got to go back home to the girlfriend, which has like almost nothing.
No way.
And the girl's like, "Oh, excuse me."
Way.
So you got to maintain lifestyle, which is the reason for the support. Whatever lifestyle that you give with the kids have to have that when they go home to their baby mama. So if you rolling around the kids in Beamers and Lexus and stuff, when he goes home, he's going to end up hating the mom unless you let her get the Beamers and Lexuses too. Now, so you got to equal it out.
I don't think Puffy is a good example. I don't think he fits that mold because I think he takes care of he loves his kids. That's obvious. He takes good care of them, and I also think he takes good care of his baby mamas and girlfriends. Cassie hasn't had a hit in ages.
Well,
but Cassie is like, no, I'm serious. Like Cassie hasn't had a hit in ages, but she's still like pumping through the streets of LA and like the brand new everything. Like she's doing good for herself. Even oh my God, Mike just fell again. What is this? The third time?
I don't know what's the fourth time. I still hear you, Mike. Though. So what happened was Puffy has multiple baby mamas, and one of them got mad because he's paying more to one. One is getting like $2,000, $3,000 a month, and the other one was getting like $20,000 a month. And she found out about it because the baby mama who got $20,000 was all like flossing on her. And she was like, well, how come? So the older one was the one who was getting the lower check because that's where Puffy was at that time. As he got more money, now he's giving his kid his lifestyle. Now she gets paid more money.
Right.
So eventually they evened it out. because the kid was resenting the mom more and kept mentioning and bringing up in her face. So now she's getting about the same check as the other baby mama. That's a whole nother crazy thing.
Well, to me, the more kids, like Kim Porter had 3 kids wow, mic down again. This is the fourth time.
Oh,
Kim Porter had the most kids with Diddy. I think she totaled out to 3. So I think she should have gotten paid the most. That makes sense, in my opinion. Can't speak for the other baby mamas, though.
Morgan, you got a story for us today? I know you
do I have a story for you guys today? Do I have a story? I don't have a story. Will, do we have a story? Me and Will and I wanted to touch base on the homelessness going on in New York City. I feel like it's a huge problem right now. So I was walking into McDonald's today, and as I was walking into the McDonald's, the one near Times Square, I saw this like black boy. He was complaining. He was talking about, yo, this ain't no homeless shelter. McDonald's ain't no homeless shelter. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. So as I was walking past the boy, he was trying to go into the bathroom. And when the McDonald's worker opened the bathroom, there was a homeless guy, like, I guess he was in there sleeping in the McDonald's bathroom. And I just
how did he manage to get there?
I don't know.
Wow.
I think he had locked the door, so the McDonald's coworker had to
just like
unlock
Pursuit
the
of
door
Happiness
from
and
the
Will
front.
Smith when he locked the door in the bathroom.
But I just feel like homelessness is prevalent in New York. Like, it's everywhere you go here, and I'm just
prevalent.
Prevalent. Sorry, I'm from Chicago. We pronounce
Chi-town. All right, so I'm gonna let my man Willie Will hit that. What do you think about that?
No, I just think that based on the fact that I've been in New York for a very long time, so seeing that is not like a shocker to me. The only thing that kind of like hits me hard is like, all right, when it's cold as fuck outside,
like it is right now, it is brick
and you
outside.
And you like, how are you out here like with no clothes on, and you have a sign up that you want weed, like. Sometimes, like, I don't know, like, I be having mixed feelings and, like, should I help you out? Because I don't know if you're going to take this money to... All right, so there's this homeless guy by my crib all the time before I go into the train station. He's there in the morning, he's there at night, and when it snows or something, he'll plow it, and he'll be like, see what I just did? I just plowed it right here, so you're not going to fall. I think, and he feels like he thinks he deserves money for putting in the work. And then I'm like, all right, so that's the energy that you put in there. But there's so many other ways you can put that energy into bettering your life rather than just sitting here and, doing what chump change for your next, I don't want to say whatever, but your next, what you call it, like.
Yeah, I got you. So actually everybody has an issue of charity that they care about most, that they give the most effort and thought to. And actually one of mine is homelessness, because I feel like it's a solvable issue. And I really did look into this. I looked in lots of different ways to hit this topic and to hit and hit the community with the result. I think one of the first ideas I came up with was a book bag equipped with like a lot of basic necessities, phone number information, even like a mobile phone, like a track phone, things like that. Like lots of little things you can throw into a book bag. Book bag would be like $300 with all the gear and everything, survival stuff for outside, gloves, like all these little tiny things. And we would just come up with these book bags. I have a book bag program, and you see a homeless person, and you just give them the book bag.
Is it filled with stuff in it?
It's filled with stuff. It's filled with all kinds of whatever.
Sandwich.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Information on local shelters, what's nearby, whatever. But actually, Jamie Foxx had a really good movie about this when he was a homeless musician, and a guy went up and tried to, help him, and he had mental issues associated with it, and so his help was not it didn't help him. It made him worse. And so he actually came up with the idea of promoting, hey, everybody, we need to help out the homelessness. Is all living out here on the street. Everybody come and do something. And the next day, the governor cleared the whole street, evicted all the homeless people. They all had to find a new place to live. You know what I'm saying? In like almost the winter time. So that didn't help either. So the real way to really, I think, most effectively help the homelessness is not to give. I mean, if you want to give $1 to somebody on the street, they're going to use it for all different kinds of things. They're going to use it for drugs. They're going to compile it, use it for alcohol. Might use it for food. They might use it for who knows what. But the real question is, just know that I don't have a problem with giving $1 to somebody on the street, a homeless guy, because either way, he's going to use it. That money will be used. That money will not be saved. He is going to use it for whatever he needs in his life. Right. It's not what you want him to have. He might not want to go get a salad with that $1. He's going to be out on the street all day in 40-degree weather. That man might need a drink. He might need a hit. He might need a whatever. So you are understand that you are giving your money so you can help him in his lifestyle. Okay, that's one. Now, does he need that $1 more than you? Yes, he does. That's one. The second thing is actually taking your time out to go and do some pro bono work and volunteering at one of these things is the best thing that you can do. It is your time, unfortunately. Or if you give money to an actual, respected charity, you could do that because then you're helping them, that soup kitchen, get that soup. You're helping, lots of different programs. So giving to Red Cross or whatever actually is probably the safest way, but the best way is for you to get your blood down to a thing when your company has those, give back, spend the afternoon, make that a thing. Make charity part of your, once a weekend plan. There's people who go in the National Guard and they're straight corporate workers, but they spend a day out of the month to go and do that. That's what you got to do. That's the best way. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, getting involved in these people, because people have so many reasons why they're out there. Some of them you can't do anything about. So the best thing you can do is get in the mix with them. You know what I'm saying? Brother to brother.
So ones on the MTA train are the worst. I just want y'all to know that. I can't stand them. I ain't got nothing.
Be like
I ain't
dancing
got
and jumping and
stuff. Nah. So like a couple of weeks ago, I was on the train here in NYC. I was on the A train going home, and a homeless guy, noticeably homeless, got on the train, and it was a packed train, like 9:00 p.m. It was packed. Okay, like New York packed.
Yeah.
And he got on the train and he started smelling like feces and urine. Like he smelled so bad, like people were moving away from him. Like he was sitting down on the train and there was nobody by him. People were like at the opposite ends of the train. That's how bad he smelled. And it's like, okay, what do you do with them? And he was obviously mentally ill because he was talking to himself. It was like he was hallucinating, like.
And what did he ask for? His money?
No, he didn't ask for anything.
He's just walking around.
He's just walking around. And then the funny part is he sat in between, those three, where there are like 3 seats on the train. He sat in the middle. He sat in between this white guy and a black guy. And it was just the funniest thing ever.
Right. I seen that, but it's like, how are you supposed to, and I heard what you said about.
Like, what do you do about that? Right.
Yeah. I heard what you said about the helping the homeless and stuff, but what about like Morgan just said, those with like
mentally ill
or don't even ask for anything.
They're not supposed to be on the street.
Train or they're not supposed to be somewhere.
And then you don't want to disrespect them. Like it was fun. Well, it was fun. It was funny. Like it was funny, but at the same time, it's like, dang, that's like really sad. Like,
yeah. Now, I mean, like each situation is gonna be a little bit different. For instance, there was a guy harassing a bunch of people in front of a store, and every time somebody came out of the store, this guy was like, yo, I just need a little couple dollars, whatever, right? So I looked at the guy, and his shoes were jacked, like for real. That's a real thing.
His toe poking out.
But he was not like completely funky. He was not like over the top. He was just like, just need a couple things. And you'll see about this online. Sometimes people will look at you and be like, this man has no shirt. Let me see if I can walk with this guy and get him a shirt. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can walk with this guy and give him some shoes. One guy gave right here on 42nd Street. I just bought some Timbs. I was going to take them back, but I gave him the Timbs. Or some boots. Timbs? They weren't Timbs. They were like Gyms. They were like they weren't Timbs, but they looked like Timbs. So like that. And they were new and they were fresh and they fit his size. So I gave him the Timbs. He actually put them on his feet. I left the man with new shoes on his feet.
Wait, do you think they appreciate that, though?
He completely appreciated when I was there. I don't know if he sold the Timbs, and who cares? Yeah. They were on his feet, and he ditched his new shoes. I think he threw them in the trash.
He got some new kicks.
So why you laughing?
Because I was like, oh, because I was like, he probably sell them, whatever.
Right.
Like, I don't, as I mentioned, you're giving to them to maintain their lifestyle, and people do need that. So whatever.
Gotcha.
If you got a guy on the train, it's hard because you can't, even if you got off the train and try to get something to him, he's still on the train because the train is a great, warm, nice place to sleep, and it's free. I used to go through a period, I think I even had a cousin went through a period, he was homeless for a year in New York. And the trains is like your hotel.
No,
it's
the train.
warm.
But where they gonna shower?
Those are
They
their
got showers
like
in
the
the
homeless
thing.
take
Yeah.
over the trains. That's their new crib.
Yeah, it's
like,
at
we're in
nighttime.
their
Right.
crib.
It's
like,
I ain't gonna lie.
crib. So I'm gonna read you something
I ain't
that
gonna lie,
was
what?
horrible for me to hear, but like it's like you can leave them with information if you have it, or give them whatever you have at the moment, and make sure that you're doing your volunteer work. That's the best thing you could do. You can't eliminate it because homelessness is always going to be around like poverty, but you can tolerate it. That's the other thing. You can learn to tolerate what you can't change, right? What is the thing? Somebody need to be quote up in here.
Right.
The power to stand things that you can't change or something like that. But you can just tolerate it. There's going to be homelessness because as long as you got rich people, they got to get the money from somewhere. Remember, we all on this earth equal, right? In order to get wealth in this country, they had to take the money from somewhere. So as much as you want to be successful in your career and successful in what you do and get that paper, the paper's coming from somewhere. What do you think is coming from the bank? There's paper's coming from someone.
Right.
Someone putting money to something that they can afford so you can get your check. So either way, as long as you want money in this country, it's capitalism. There's going to be poor people in this country because that's where the money comes from. Who do you think pays cable? Pays for the cable bill, pays for a TV bill so they can watch BET or Netflix or whatever. People got to pay that. And sometimes they get in situations where, you can't afford to pay your bills anymore because it's too much. And what happens when you can't pay your bills? You end up homeless.
Yeah.
Homeless just means it doesn't mean you're dead. It just means you can't afford a home because you already spent all your money.
Right.
So that's why you got
You know
these
what I'm saying?
homeless. So can you explain why there's some homeless people that are on the train and be like, oh, I'm not really homeless, but I'm just looking
In
for
between
$1 and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Or there's this guy that came on the train one time. I was headed to work and he was like, he came on, he kind of like looked, he dressed a little bit. He was looking the part, you know what I'm saying? Like had like a big ass shirt and big pants that didn't really fit him.
So he
Them
was
shoes.
just from the 90s then.
Yeah, he dressed up, but he was like talking about his life. He was talking about his girlfriend and like how she left him and the whole story and why he's like around looking for a shelter.
Yeah.
But the thing was like, this lady decided, he was like, yeah, I'll take food, whatever y'all got, like give me $1.
Yeah.
And she gave him like a sandwich, like a deli sandwich. And he was like, no, I don't want that. He really screamed at her like, no, I don't want that. Like I don't eat like lettuce or something and I'm allergic to that. So I don't want that. But he was very ungrateful. But you're the same guy that comes in here like asking for help. And once you get the help, you don't want the help.
He's probably
so like how we...
No, go ahead.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'll give you 10 quick examples. A friend gave a guy $10 after he begged everybody in the store. The guy took the $10 and said, listen, lady, I just want to tell you, I'm not going to buy food with this. I know I said I was going to buy food with this, but I'm not. I'm about to go to the liquor store and get some whatever. She was shook. Another guy asked for $1. Everybody on the bus stop, like 20 people there, individual and loud and ratchet, whatever. Got the money, and the guy that was with the girl tried to stop the girl from giving the guy the money, right? The guy snatched the money out the girl's hand and then ran down the block. You know what I'm saying? So another guy was dancing in the subway station, right? Dancing for whatever, and finished his dance, right? And they go to the next car. Couldn't get to the next car. Broke the window, right? Crawled through the thing, opened the gate, and then went through, and they had all this gang, like whatever stuff.
Yeah.
So, again, I don't mind if you give something to somebody less fortunate than yourself. That's the only, but you are contributing to their lifestyle, and they're crazy. So don't expect them to be like, oh, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. You don't know what you're giving to. That's why the best way is to let the professionals handle it. Volunteer your time. Whenever you go and volunteer, they don't let you just go volunteer. You have to go through a training course first. because you don't know what you're getting into with these people. You're dealing with mental illness, drug addiction, straight up attitudes, like all kinds of stuff, and you shouldn't be the one to do it. If you want to just do it because it's unfortunate you, if they turn around and steal your sneakers, it's your fault. I'm just saying, okay? Because you don't know what's out there, the demons that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody got it like you, homie, 1%er. Okay.
Right. Who the 1%? You the 1% up in here.
Talking about
you the 1%.
Look.
Buying out these $5 headphones. You the 1%.
I'm part of the 99%.
You walking around here with full shirts and pants and sneakers on. You a 1%er. Okay. A lot of people don't even have that. You know
but then I understand what you're saying, but then it just seems like the circle just keeps going. Like it's the same, like.
As long as there's capitalism, there's going to be power. As long as there's people on Earth, there's going to be people on Earth abusing other people on Earth, getting them to the point of homelessness. That's just human nature. You want to fight that, by all means. It's going to be a longer podcast that we could save for another time. But you're never going to get... Look at the drug dealer and what he does to his community. The drug dealer gets rich, makes everybody else poor and homeless. That's the easiest way to put it, right? Does he care that he made all those people homeless?
Pablo Escobar helped his community. You know, he sold drugs.
Are you sure?
But he still built hospitals and helped families that were
helped his community.
According to the people in that,
according
to the people in that community, they felt like they looked up to Pablo Escobar.
Was it the people
they said Pablo Escobar, even though was evil, would still help their community.
Wait, is Narcos based off of him?
Yeah. Hold on. The people that all died during all the bombing attacks, was he helping them?
No.
The people that died in the Capitol building represent that country, to help that country, were they helping them?
No.
All the people that got arrested over the whole course of his drug career were just regular people, farmers, police officers, everybody. Did he help them?
No.
So what are you talking about?
He did. This is
what drug dealers be thinking. Oh, I'm helping my community by bringing myself up.
Of course. But
you just took down half the community doing it.
You guys, speaking of drugs, did you guys see the NFL player who got the seventh? He got called in for another drug test.
Ed Reed or something like that.
He's the
one that.
Do you think that is racist? He's the one who stood up for Colin Kaepernick.
So they trying to
coming for him.
Come for him because he supports Kaepernick. But the thing is that he supports Kaepernick, but he's in the NFL. But Kaepernick is not, because he's the face of the movement. So I mean, there's a lot of injustice in there as well. Like, to me, if his friend says he's standing by him, how do you feel about that though? Like, if your friend says, "Oh, I'm standing by you by the stance you're making, but I'm still gonna work for the people that you claim that you're gonna not work for, but I'm still supporting you in spirit, and I'm here with the movement. But I'm still getting that capital, but you not getting that capital."
Everybody gotta get their bag. That shouldn't be it. You can support people without hey, they fired Will, I'm gonna quit too.
Right, that's
so y'all not my ride or die. Like, none of y'all
about drug dealer logic.
Right,
Listen.
So y'all not with me?
I destroyed. And
no, we with you, but I can't stop my bag because you stopped your bag. Like, it don't work like that.
But I'm stopping the bag for a bigger cause, a bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's for the people that are not represented. The unrepresented.
Then the question is, how do you make change?
Yeah, how do you create that change? Or I was just saying, personal feelings, how y'all would feel about that if your friend says,
that's how I feel. I feel like, no, listen, by me getting fired, with you getting fired, is not me helping the cause. That doesn't help the cause. I mean, it's like if you have a bad cop, does that mean that you don't want to be a cop anymore to change the system? Like, do you change it from within? Do you change it from around the corner? Like, whatever, but I'm not for stopping the bag, so I could support you without quitting my job, dude.
Yeah,
and
I can still,
because guess what? You're not responsible for my family eating, so
right? Like,
you gonna feed my? If I quit with you, are you gonna then put cereal in my kid's mouth?
Right? Is Nike gonna give me a deal too? Like, how is that gonna work? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Not only that. If you know where the problem comes from, like you mentioned, let's be honest and just spit on this real quick. I think we talked about this briefly, Will, with regards to the issue with Colin Kirkpatrick, whatever this
Wait, pause. Let's pause.
Kirkpatrick
So
McDougall.
earlier in the show,
He got the craziest ass name. This name is
It
Cleopatra.
is not that crazy.
Cleopatra
It is not that crazy. Earlier in the show, Glenn corrected me when I said prevalent. What is the correct word?
I don't know. That's why
Prevalent. I'm sorry. I
Kirkpatrick?
pronounce things differently
Is it
this
Kirkpatrick?
way.
No,
It's
oh,
Colin
we accept
Kaepernick.
it. We
Colin
accept-
Kaepernick.
So what you're saying, Morgan, is that nobody else is allowed to make mistakes.
No judgments on this table.
No judgment.
Correct me. I need to
judgments.
know what this
Zero.
man's name
Colin.
is.
Let's just call him
Wait,
Colin.
Colin. What's his last name? Because last name is
Kaepernick.
hard. Kaepernick. I never heard that before. Ever.
I never heard prevalent.
So what is Colin? So is Colin? So Colin Kaepernick is all his two names. It's
Yeah.
not one name. Oh, I thought that was all one name.
Colin
it's
Kaepernick.
first and last
Let's
name.
try to say that fast. Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
And I'm the one that should know about football, but I don't.
Nah, but what were you saying? What
Shout
was
out to the
point?
Chicago Bears. We are the NFC
Forget the
champs,
Bears.
right?
Right.
Forget
Did
the
I say
Bears.
that
You are
right?
the-
I'm not a huge football
Wait.
fan.
So hold
You
on.
are the-
Isn't Cowboys in the NFC?
Yeah, but they're not winning. They lost the last game, shut down. They didn't even score a point.
Yeah, but they were gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah.
So how
But-
did Chicago get to the top?
I have no idea because the Bears have been sucking for years.
Nah,
I
they're
am
really
shocked.
good. They're really good this season.
I'm really shocked. I'm shocked. And, you know.
So y'all follow. So we might have to add a little sports if y'all know. Look, Morgan knows sports. You know
No,
how
from the
just
shy,
saying.
so you know.
I'm just saying, look, the
everybody
Bulls
hit Morgan
suck.
up on the Instagram.
The
She's
Bulls
a girl. She's
suck.
cute
The
and she knows
Bears
sports.
suck. The Cubs. I don't know what's up with the Cubs. I don't follow baseball.
Wow.
Oh, man.
The hockey team, the Blackhawks, like Chicago, all Chicago teams have been sucking. Okay. So I am shocked that the Bears are the NFC champs. Like, what does this mean for us? Do we have a chance at the Super Bowl?
No, because the Dallas
Unfortunately,
lost.
no.
Look,
You
real
don't
quick,
have
real
a
quick.
chance.
The
But
Wait,
you
like
enjoy
not a
this
chance,
moment.
not a chance in hell.
Zero.
No, because
okay.
You
people
do have
what
one
they
good
do.
player.
You know this. I don't know if you know
Khalil
this. Well.
Mack.
Everybody does what they do to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Once you're in the playoffs,
It
they
gets
stop
real.
playing.
No, they don't stop playing. It just gets real.
No, they
You just,
no. What? No, I mean like what?
Oh, like the
once you get
NBA.
your
Once
chance-
you're done with
then
the,
they make all the rookies play, and not
Right.
that the Dallas loss was just an experiment, so they know they can teach these young boys that's on the team exactly what happens when you don't listen. Hey, you want to do your thing? Hey, let you. We already in, so go ahead and do whatever you want to do. And when you get embarrassed, then when it comes time when we really need you, then you listen. And a lot of teams do this to their players, where they're already in the playoffs, and so you got like a waste of a game. And they will use it to teach their players something to get ready for the finals, because the finals is where the real game is. So Dallas was just teaching their team a lesson. It was an internal squabble with the coaching staff and the players, and they didn't do any of the regular stuff that they did. And they were just like, this is our time to learn. We got one game, free game, since they already did well, to just go out there and play and see what happens, and that's what it was. So don't expect the Cowboys to be losing like that. That's just, they were already in.
Yeah,
so
but
now they didn't want to
they're not
play.
going
Jordan
far in
does
the
that all the
playoffs.
time.
They're not going far in the playoffs.
Jordan used to
so
do
it's
that.
okay.
Let them go up a little bit. Jordan just stops playing. He's like, I'm just sitting on the bench until
Right.
the team gets back down again. You know that.
Well, I can't talk nothing because the Giants really suck.
They just sucked altogether.
With Odell taking all that money and he still sucks, kinda. But based on what you were saying, what's the value like as a parent? Like, do you make your kids make mistakes to teach them a lesson?
Like just
Like
in general?
if,
Oh yeah.
like in general, like
yes. Well,
who-
you know
like,
what?
you know,
You got
what's a-
two sets of kids. I mean, not two sets of kids, but every situation.
two sets of kids.
the bad ones and the good ones.
Good, right.
The ones that listen now but won't listen later, and the ones that don't listen now but will listen later. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Get
I
Yeah,
fall
that's
into
good
one of
shit.
those. Yeah,
Morgan always backs my logic. Like,
not all the time.
backs my shit like he knows.
Nah, not all the
He
time.
knows what he's talking about. Yeah, so some of them gotta learn through. Everybody learns different ways,
Oh, yeah.
and they shouldn't learn the same way, because that's how you get diversity in thought. So everybody's gotta learn different ways. Some people learn through the fire. You want to do this? You want to do this? Go ahead, go out there. I'm trying to not let you get arrested or get pregnant too young, but I'm gonna let you get out there and get the fire because you're not listening to me. I'm trying to give you the advice, but if you want to listen to it, you can listen to it from somebody else on the street when that man is pointing a gun in your face, or when you get your head knocked like Cardi B did on that forehead. Like, listen, don't walk up on people with security staff. You don't know that, so yeah, so it's different. You gotta see. You hope that they don't go too far when you letting people learn through fire, because some people will mess up their whole lives who learn like that. But ultimately, if you really love your kids, you will let them even burn out their life, because guess what? It's their life. If they want to completely mess it up and not listen, then they can have the benefits of that, and there's nothing you could do.
Hey, you reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow, and your parents
But
got to be there.
You can't
at
predict
least,
like what kind of kid that person, what that person is like, or like attitude, or like that's difficult as a parent. Like what to really tell or like give, what kind of lessons to give the kids, because you don't really know what direction they're gonna go. Because I don't think I knew what I would,
I think your parents know because they're with you when you were born. Like they're with you as you're growing up. So I think they know like what type of child.
No, my parents think
like
they know. I don't think
with
parents
dead birds and stuff, and like, hey mom, I cut the head off the squirrel. And I'm like, yo, all right, we got a special one here. You know what I'm saying? I had one with my son. My sister came and stayed with Hyde to him for like the first time, and she said something to him. She like nudged him or tried to get something off his face, like a piece of lint or something, and he smacked the piss out of her. Just like,
what did
wow.
you do?
She didn't do shit.
No, what did you do?
I was like, no. I was like, no, I was apologizing. I was doing a lot. I was on OD. Just like, listen, he doesn't like when his face touches whatever. You can't do that. Don't put your hands on whatever. Like, and I was telling her, like, I'm sorry. Like, he's normally like, and she was shook. She ended up having a really good relationship with him later. But, this is when you're a baby, like really, really young. And, you got to watch kids. Little kids are like pets. You don't know. That little dog might bark on you. You better be careful. Ask first before you go petting people's
badass kids.
Before you go petting people's kids and stuff like that. But yeah. But as a parent, all you're responsible for is the foundation. That little terrorist going to grow up to be a terrorist regardless. But it's the foundation you give them. That's your job. That's your only job. And whatever kind of crazy person they're going to grow up to be, that's not your fault. You know
that is not your fault.
I'm like, babe, let's go travel around the world like we said we were going to, and let that little terrorist go tear up Chicago.
Was that at me? Was that shady? Because you looked at me when you said that. You looked at me when you said that. I am not a terrorist. Okay, all right. I see how it is.
Okay, other quick things was some issues. I feel like people only talk about opportunistically, like Migos and his fake apology. But another one is, what do you think about Meek Mill preaching on every radio show about prison reform and all the stuff that's happening to him? You think this is real and honest, or you think he's just owes people that protected him when he was in prison? Like, I just need to know why he's so OD.
I mean, I don't think for me, what I thought it was from the beginning was like somebody that, I don't know if he really like learned from his mistakes, because he's still Meek Mill and still act
if I want to.
Still act the way he does act. But I feel like at this moment in his life, he just knows that like what direction he needs to take. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily feel like he's learning from the mistakes. He just knows that if I go and I make these moves this way and this way, this is the right thing to do, and it's the right result that I'm gonna get, rather than going back to, jail and whatever. But I feel like he's just doing that so he can find his way a little bit.
Dude,
but
I feel like
he's still the same guy. Don't get that fronting. Like, he's still the same person, the same guy that will go and,
I think he's I think he's very militant in his response. He's very angry, and he's not fully understanding. I really wish I could sit down with him. My boy Meek, I really wish I could sit down with him to let him know how it really is. I know he's talking about prison reform and change. You guys have any experience with anybody incarcerated or anything like that?
No.
Of course not. More shame on.
I mean, people in my building, in my hood, like, but like they come back and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be gone for a couple months and then you see him down the block again. Doing the same shit he's doing. Like, ain't nothing changed.
I think it's hard to fully change, and not to take up for the people who have gone to prison. But when you come out of prison, they do have these strict guidelines for people who were in prison and what you need to do to, stay off parole or whatever. And it's kind of difficult, to be honest. It kind of like contradicts with the parole, in my opinion.
It's because prison doesn't get you ready for the real life. It's like, it just...
I think it's just hard for a former prisoner to live a life that the system wants you to live once you're not in prison anymore.
Yeah.
And the disadvantages of being a felon or something coming out there, you just like, oh, there's no opportunities. Nobody's going to hire me. Like, why would I even try to go that
But
path,
Meek has
you
an
know
advantage because the lifestyle he lives and what he
lives
came
a different
back to.
lifestyle.
Yeah, he lives a different lifestyle than the regular person that went to jail for a little while and then they have to come back home to nothing. So Meek does have an advantage, and I think he should use his platform for goodwill. Like, I think he's doing a good job by talking about prison reform, but like you said, I don't think he quite understands.
Yeah, I think.
And I think he's also accepted the fact that he doesn't really understand. Or
did you guys see that interview? Sorry to cut you off. Did you see that interview on the news?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I don't think he's educated enough
to speak on
prison reform.
No, and I mean, there's plenty of room to talk about why you need to do prison reform. There's plenty of unjust things that happen in prison to be able to talk about it for anybody. I agree with that. My problem with Meek that he doesn't understand is he's like, I've been popping wheelies since I was such and such years old, and I haven't did this. Not, you know, what I'm saying is this: you have to be aware that starting out, you have a great shot at a great life here in America, right? Starting out, you good. This is where everybody wants to be. Now you turn yourself black, you have a little less chance to have all that success. You turn yourself into a black man, you have even a little bit more less. You know what I'm saying? You start knocking down education, 2 parents in the home, all the different things that amount to privilege, where you live, who's around. Those numbers go way down. Now, you make the mistake of trying to say that you're going to ignore the law because of your homies and your crew and where you live and how you come up. And I'm going to be treated fairly while I'm in there, right? Are you going to be treated fairly when you go to prison? You know what I'm saying? Are people gonna be by the letter of the law, making sure you get your 3 meals a day and untouched the whole time while you're in prison? No. Why would you think that? On what world and what planet and what prison you would go into where you think you're gonna get it better and safer in there than out here? Like, I can't even. You know, I just feel like the American prison system has gotten so cushy that people like, nah, I can have my cake and eat it too in there. But if you go to prison like, you know, Colombia, Mexico, it's over. Right. You know what goes down in there. Your whole, whatever you think, you got a whole new universe to plan out that's going to get you through the next 30 days. Let alone if you got people sit in American prisons, it's cushy. You do time for like forever. And it's all good.
Yeah, I think Bill Cosby thought it was going to be cushy.
All good. Look at the Trump administration. They incarcerated 40-some people, 30-some people in the Trump administration. They think it's American prisons like cushion, air conditioning. Views, right. You know what I'm saying? You throw a little money at the people like you good, but hit Meek Mill, dude. Once you start down that life, all those percentages of you having success and being treated fairly go way, 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 way down. Right. Each time you get close to that. So I hope the money was worth it. I hope the wheelies was worth it. I hope all those little problems that you have was worth it, because that's going to put you in a separate area of how you're going to be treated for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you could tell that I'm a father, right? I'm like, you want to go down there, right? Fine. Just to see if that cop is going to ask you nicely for your registration. Go ahead. You want to learn through fire? Go ahead. Learn through fire. So I have these talks with my kids, and long talks, just like let them know the reality of how you're going to be treated. They can't wait to get rid of you in your life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, people plotting on you. So anyway. But
shout out to Meek though. He has a really good album from front to back. Popping. Like the album is popping.
Front to back. I like how he had a couple people.
Yeah, the LMA joint is fire.
He had Drake on it, but then have, you know,
I liked it.
Nicki Minaj on it.
We don't even need to review the album. The whole album is good. Nicki Minaj, y'all hating.
Shade trick.
My girl,
Nicki Minaj. Okay, let me tell y'all really quickly. Nicki Minaj blocked me on IG.
What? How much stuff did you say to give?
No, seriously, I'm about to tell y'all. So this was around the time that her and Remy were beefing with each other, and I think she was like posting pictures of her in Paris at fashion shows. So I was like, Nikki. So I commented, Nikki, what's up with the diss track? We waiting on you. Next thing you know, I scroll up to read other comments. all of a sudden I can't scroll up anymore. She blocks me like within 3
Oh,
seconds
wow.
just because I said that. Like she's
Damn,
super
they be in their
childish.
feelings. Like,
But
who's
Yeah,
on the
but
She
comments?
blocked me.
No, I'm saying
she
she's
blocked
on her
me.
feelings.
Like she's in her feelings.
Who's reading the
Exactly.
comments?
The
Like,
social
come on,
media,
talking about this. A lot of
Exactly.
people talking mash online. Like,
Yes.
who's reading that
It's-
to
Dude.
block you? Like, that's
People
mad
are
petty.
reading now. Ever since Trump and the tweets, people are like, oh, so I actually have to read these. Cardi B is like, yo, you could have just not responded. No, I have to read these.
Right.
I have to read these, go through these, and respond. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hire people to go through these and respond. So this is just a new reality. Comments get you through. Is your mama calling?
Nah,
Is your
I
ex?
booked an appointment. No, I booked an appointment to get my nails done this weekend, I think. Yeah. And girl talk about she want a $30 deposit. Absolutely not. $30 deposit is a lie. Like,
wow.
I can't imagine if my barber was like, put up $15.
Dude, I'm going to get
Put
my
up the
hair cut
$10.
in the store right next to you, then come back to you with my
Right.
haircut so you can look at it.
I should just like the appointment itself is $35,
Yeah.
and you want a $30. I don't know. I
Well,
don't
that's
trust
only
it.
$5 difference.
I'm
What
just
you gonna
saying,
say?
like I can see a
Oh,
$10, but
Wow.
35 is a little crazy. I mean, crazy.
Yeah, so what else I got? Oh, I was going to talk quickly about
Jacques
we don't have to
saying
do
he's a
this.
king
Oh, who's the king of R&B? We
Who's a-
have to
do we have-
discuss
wait,
that
wait,
before
wait.
we get out of
Oh,
here.
my God.
Key Sweat.
So let's name the
other
The
one.
top five?
The top.
top
Let's
five?
name all the people who will qualify for king of
Currently?
R&B
Right now?
Right now.
Right, who
Okay.
alive?
All right,
Let's just
hold
say
on, hold
alive.
up. Let's go one at a time so we get this on record.
Let's go.
Morgan.
R. Kelly. Wait, disclaimer. I do not agree with what R. Kelly is doing. I do not listen to his music anymore at all. And I'm from Chicago, so y'all know, like, me and R. Kelly,
Is he
like,
from
we
Chicago?
go way, way back. Yeah, he's from Chicago.
Okay, gotcha. Stop.
But as far as, like,
Stop.
vocal talent, he got it. So
R.
I would
Kelly for
nominate.
now?
Yeah, I nominate R. Kelly.
For the king
As
of
a
R&B.
king, or you got
As
a
the king of
top
R. As the king of
king,
R&B.
the king.
Yeah. The
Okay.
king.
Oh, that's tough.
Well,
Wow, that's tough. King.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the golden showers. None of that. The harem. None of that. I ain't got no.
Wow.
No, absolutely not. But yeah.
It's tough.
Vocal
I'll try to say, I know this is. I actually would give it to Chris Brown because I feel like Chris Brown has been around for a very long time.
king.
Since I was young. I don't
Yeah.
remember. And he's still relevant. And the only person to come out here with a 40, what?
yeah.
Like
40
40
album-
song
40
in an
album?
album? Like who comes
But
up
who
with
actually
that?
listened to the
I
to all
did
the
listen
40
to it.
I got to like song 15. I was like, okay, I'm done.
I'm like, yo, he's out here cooking in the lab. Like, he really does this in his sleep. And I feel like if he's able to be consistent from the time he came into the game and he's still being able to transition with us till I'm even older, like, I guess he holds it now because I haven't seen anybody, like, produce stuff for that long and
Alright.
that consistent.
Okay, Glenn, who you got? I know
So-
you older than the both of us,
Right.
so I know you
Key
go
Sweat.
way back.
Listen,
Who?
don't be
Keith
Jenny
Sweat?
Wan.
Who? I'll be
Size
sure.
out there, okay?
Jodeci.
My penis
Now,
is
Jodeci
big.
can't be king because it's like 4 of them.
All right, can I have my moment?
Yeah,
please?
go ahead.
Oh, she done told all my sizes and everything. All right, so look, you got one nomination for R. Kelly, one nomination for Chris Brown. I'm trying to think. Let me just do a quick one.
Nobody.
He's current. Or Keith Sweat.
Is he current? What is
still
last time
current.
Keith Sweat had a
Stop.
song?
She's so hype right now.
Can't stand Keith Sweat.
She's so right right now. So actually, I think yes, the current king of R&B is definitely Chris Brown.
No,
Wow.
why?
R. Kelly.
serious?
No, hold on. Now you know how you have Zeus and who's that other guy that was in charge of hell? Y'all Greek mythology.
Hercules? No.
No, Hercules. What?
I don't know
Zeus
my
and-
Greek
not
mythology.
Thor,
not Thor. The one in charge of hell. Hades. I got
Hades,
it. I'm the only one who reads.
I was close. I said
Okay,
Hercules.
if Chris Brown is the Zeus of R&B, which he is, you could put Chris Brown on any award show, any single, anything, and it's fine. Even
Right.
though he tried to fight with Rihanna. Rihanna's the same height as him, so it's whatever.
Oh, we not.
Let's just-
we getting into.
No,
like,
no, no, hold on,
I'm
hold on,
saying,
hold on,
like,
hold on,
hold on.
I mean,
That
We
takes
can't
away
get
points
into
for
that
him.
part. Yeah, I mean,
She threw his keys out the car and threatened
We're
him
not getting
and
into-
told him that he's sleeping with his manager. Like, so what? He's sleeping with his manager. Let the boy eat, okay? The man help him
You
get the
eat,
money.
we all eat.
Listen,
Nah,
she
okay.
mad jealous.
We
She
not
got
doing
mad.
that. We not doing
okay,
that.
so listen. Chris Brown is the current because everything he touches is gold, and he's got the rap. And he's got everything. So,
but what about the? But
R.
he's
Kelly
right,
damaged his reputation. He's
and
almost
Chris
like
Brown did not. Chris Brown was on drugs.
Hold on.
He beat women. He's always into something.
R. Kelly damaged his reputation because
So
He
did Chris
enslaved
Brown.
girls.
cannot put him
He
on
beat up
anywhere. No
Rihanna.
network can back him. No products can back him. He's
We
untouchable.
barely can. Chris Brown
Matter
is
of fact-
one punch away from
No.
being.
Listen.
Like seriously, one more. He has one
All right,
more
you want to
chance.
compare?
One
You want to
more
compare verse?
before he's
All right.
eliminated
All right, so wait,
from
wait, wait.
everything.
If you want to go verse, Chris Brown once smacked Rihanna.
Okay.
R. Kelly currently has like 30 girls in dungeons living in his basement right now. Okay.
And that's his
and
inspiration.
Let's
that's why I
compare
said.
that. We got people on the news literally saying, listen, I haven't seen my daughter in 5 years.
Hey,
He's literally he's got kidnapping.
Look,
Nah, but supposedly
He's got sadistic behavior. He
He's
pees
crazy.
on
He's
people.
mental. He has demons
Man,
all
like,
around him.
dude,
So does Chris Brown.
You
though.
can't. Who gonna back that
Brown.
Coca-Cola? Can we have him at BET Awards? He'll be protesting the
now.
street.
Come
We will
on
be.
now.
So you're gonna
listen,
tell me that they're not gonna
So,
ever
however,
Kelly?
however,
Wait, didn't Chris Brown used to have a commercial with Doublemint? Then he get kicked.
Listen.
What was it? A gun? What was it? Spearmint? Doublemint?
Okay,
Didn't
listen.
he get
We already
kicked off
hold
of
on.
Doublemint? It was
In the
something
spirit
he
of
got
logic,
kicked
we
off
did
of.
crime for crime.
I know what I'm saying.
In the spirit of logic, we did crime for crime. R.
Kelly.
Kelly's got the bigger crimes. However, R. Kelly is still one of
Chris
those.
Brown is a
R. Kelly,
close second
put it like this:
to having the
R.
biggest
Kelly
crime.
obviously was a king of R&B, just like Bobby Brown was a king. All these guys were kings at their time.
Yeah, Bobby.
R. Kelly was a king.
Okay,
Bobby
that's
Brown
a good
was
nomination.
a king.
Yeah, that's
Bobby
a,
Brown.
Before
yeah, I
Bobby
agree.
Brown, it was Keith Sweat was a king back in the
No.
day.
What?
Okay.
I get to Bobby, though.
Name
No,
five
because
hits
remember
that
when
Keith
Bobby
Sweat
when
has.
Bobby came out, he begged to be on the Keith Sweat tour. It was Keith Sweat tour. Keith Sweat was the billboard, and everybody else was like little shrimps, nothing.
Right.
So that he was the Bobby Brown of his time. Then Bobby Brown came out with New Edition. Everybody, Bobby Brown did his own thing, and he was the king of his time. But his time left. Okay, R. Kelly was a king at one time. R. Kelly was the king of R&B.
Yes, you guys. Chris Brown did have a Doublemint gum sponsorship.
R. Kelly did.
Was a king.
R. Kelly did the 12 play album and certified it from all those other people before him that he was the king of
So
R&B.
you're saying because
So
of his
T-Pain was never a king
I
of
think
R&B?
Usher took it. I think Usher took it from R. Kelly. Usher was the king of R&B, and then Chris Brown took it from
I'm sorry.
Usher. Once we realized,
Confessions was the,
once we
the
Usher
best
was the king of
album
R&B.
of the
That's
2000s.
R&B album.
Usher took the Usher.
Yes, I will nominate that as one
Usher
of the
took
best
it from
R&B
R. Kelly,
albums.
and Chris Brown just wrangled
Snatched
it from
it.
Usher because Chris Brown and Usher
think
performed
Usher-
like side by side.
I think Usher
he's a
gave
better
him the way.
dancer and a better singer.
You know why I gave R. Kelly? R. Kelly has hits upon hits upon
Yeah, but R.
hits.
Kelly was a king 2 seasons ago.
No, but listen, he can still write.
No, but he's an
Vocally,
old
he
king.
is
He's an old king, not
talented.
current king. He's been 2 kings
So,
past
it's
him.
been
So,
his crown
by
has been
default,
dethroned.
Usher
It's
took
just
that crown.
because he's
Usher
older.
murdered that crown. Usher
Yeah.
did things in R&B and made it more poppy and made it more current and made it more live and got on the Billboard chart. Made room for Bruno Mars and all the other R&B people
Bruno.
coming out. So he made a room
Does
to
The
have
Weeknd
R&B
count?
and pop. And to make it
No.
more,
Okay.
remember, R. Kelly was doing 12 play. It wasn't pop. It wasn't around the world. It was just soul music. R. Kelly does soul music. That's one of his high things. He still does soul music from back in the day, the Keith Sweats and Aaron Hall and all that. But right now, R&B and everything, just like pop, is worldwide.
I think, speaking of Bruno, I think he would be more king of pop.
He is king
Bruno?
of pop. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not
Okay.
king of
Took it
R&B.
so.
Bruno is
No,
a-
he's not, because he
All right.
doesn't do R&B soul
Yeah, I wouldn't
music,
say R&B.
rhythm and blues. He does
Yeah.
rhythm, but he don't do no blues.
Oh.
Okay,
Wait, you don't
he don't
think
do no
that
blues.
band that he's with,
R.
Baby
Kelly
Girl?
does blues. Chris Brown does blues. Usher does blues. They
I
got
think
songs
Chris
where they
Brown
sing.
Is more the
Sing.
king. I think Chris Brown and Bruno Mars are equally like king of pops. I wouldn't say Chris Brown is an R&B person.
Nah, I don't think Chris Brown is king of pop. Chris Brown did. Chris Brown has done some songs that's not king of pop at all. He did Liquor.
Okay, we're not gonna get.
That's
into
not
his,
pop. Liquor
his
is not pop.
discography right now.
Some in this liquor is not pop. He
Excuse
did
me, sir.
Wet the Bed. What did he do the song?
Wet the Bed,
I mean, that's not pop.
God.
It can't be popular.
Okay,
You can't play that everywhere.
Okay, so Jacquees, what will he be?
He is nobody. He's like Cardi B says she's the queen of rap.
She called herself
You
the
nobody.
king of New York. I was baffled. I was
The queen
like,
of New
really?
York?
Yeah.
Who?
Cardi B.
B?
I think she
She
had
could
called
be the
herself
queen.
that.
She could be the
New
queen of
No,
the Bronx.
absolutely not.
She could be the queen of the Bronx. Yes,
Wait,
certified.
but-
'Cause
Yeah,
or
certified.
she took the
But
crown
who's competing
from
with her
J-Lo
at this moment?
She took the crown from
As-
J-Lo and being the queen of the Bronx. J-Lo was the queen of the Bronx before. It was all J-Lo, but now you got Cardi B.
But
who's
who
the queen
is
of the Bronx.
competing with Cardi B? No one in New York.
the Bronx?
Cash
Female.
Doll.
Cash Doll?
I'm just joking.
I mean, Cash Doll.
Cash
Well,
Doll, Cash
unfortunately-
Doll isn't there.
Well, as a female,
She's not there lyrically yet.
Lyrically, I think she's even might be better than Cardi. But Cardi is more like entertaining.
Cash Doll
has-
desperately needs a ghostwriter.
For real.
Glenn agrees
damn.
with me. That's why
This-
he
this
made
is-
that
Cash
little
yeah.
asked
laugh.
me out and not gonna do it.
I agree with the disqualification method, which is that if you don't do your own songs, you can't be the queen of anything.
so Drake
you can't
is
call
disqualified?
Drake is disqualified.
Okay.
That's why you don't hear when you hear top 5 rappers alive. Why would Drake come up?
Oh,
You
no,
hear
I don't
Jay
even
Z,
think
you
about
hear
that.
you hear Kendrick Lamar, you hear J
Yeah.
Cole. I think you get like 11th, and somebody says Drake, and then they get kicked out the room.
Yeah, I don't even
Cardi
think about
B
Drake.
doesn't write anything, and she's not a rapper, so she can't be the queen of anything. She's
Yeah.
well liked in the Bronx and in New York, true, but she's not. No, listen, if you can't even freestyle, I don't even know why we even talking about it.
Right.
Why even discuss it? But then again, I'm old school.
Yeah.
If you can't come to the table in front of me and freestyle better than I can, you are not a rapper. That's my personal view.
Okay, bro.
Hey.
You gotta start.
Right.
You can't interview nobody with him. Anybody that come in here is to be a rap.
We're getting closer. I'm gonna just switch it. This is my last stop. We're getting closer. They now have closed down the Trump Foundation. They arrested the lawyer, and the lawyer speaking out against Trump like he knew everything. He did.
Oh,
everything.
he's speaking out against Trump.
Because Trump came at him, and
'Cause
he
he's supposed
actually
to-
went back at him.
Oh, no, because he's
It was
supposed to
no,
cover
he's-
for Trump.
Yes.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh.
So now that they took the foundation away and they took the lawyer away, do y'all think he's going to make it the whole time?
Presidents never really get.
Yeah, because he's white.
Do presidents get arrested? Like on
He get
like,
impeached.
charged?
He
You
get
get impeached, but you never get. Yeah, so like he might just get him. He not getting impeached because it's a whole lot of
You know
support.
what? You know what?
Support.
We're almost to 2020. Let him finish out the rest of the term.
And just finish that. If he
Yeah.
gets
Let's finish it
reelected,
out.
y'all gonna
Let's
cry.
not-
He will get
He should-
reelected.
If he gets
should-
reelected,
he
y'all gonna
should
cry.
be. I wish there was like some type of law or rule. He should not be able to run the next.
With that many
Oh,
charges,
because of all the charges.
against
of all
you.
the
Well, you know,
Right.
nothing has been
solidified.
as in
Yeah.
you're guilty of whatever. They made all the rest of the people guilty and sent them to straight prison.
I think by the time they find Trump guilty, it's going to be 2020. Like, I don't think it's going to be like a quick process.
Like after because right now he's using so much power, the president, where he can like tell the attorney general what cases to do. And what
Yeah,
cases not.
he appointed them, didn't he?
Yeah, and he
So-
still be out there.
Right.
I don't think it's going to happen. Like, we've been saying impeachment, like, it's
the
not going to
beginning.
happen. It's almost 2020.
Okay.
All right, guys, that wraps up this week's podcast of the
Wow.
4 randos with the 3 randos today.
Right.
3 randos. We're missing T from Tennessee.
10
Do it.
T.
Now, how do you,
Hold on,
how do you
hold on.
say it? No. How do you say it?
I got it.
T
Hold on. Wait, it might be in my other
T
notebook.
from
T
T.
from Tennessee. Well, it's T from Tennessee.
T from T.
Yeah, but you say Tennessee or something like that.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Lord, when she come back.
You already know where I'm from. We boogie down.
All right, so
BX.
Welly Well,
You already know.
Morgan, Just G, and that's the 4 randos. So thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening, guys. See you.
Holla.